When it comes down to the greatest NBA shooter of all time, I'm sure all of us can attest that without doubt, that goes to Stephen Curry. But when it comes down to the second best shooter of all time, that's where the debate starts to come in. Some may say it's a Reggie Miller. Some may say it's a Klay Thompson. Some may say it's Ray Allen. And there's others, of course, who come down that list as well. But primarily between these three, Ray Allen, Klay Thompson, and Reggie Miller, Klay Thompson is on that list for sure, because what he's done at only up until the age of 33, mind you, he still has years left in his NBA career. What he's already done, he solidified himself as one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. And in this video, we are not going to be hating on Klay Thompson. Actually, we're going to be talking about how his comeback is a very, very, very big possibility. What up, everybody? It's your boy STG Hoops back with a brand new video. And today we are going to be diving deep into Klay Thompson, his comeback, his upcoming season with the Mavericks. Is going to be a lot of fun. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that video with a like and subscribe if you haven't. The one thing that makes us unique on this channel is we don't script any of these videos. It's all coming from the heart, and I hope that's something y'all can appreciate. But with that being said, Klay Thompson obviously is one of the greatest shooters of all time. We've established that. He's won 4 championships with the Golden State Warriors. You know, Steve Kerr actually said that he can actually see and envision a statue of Klay Thompson outside their arena. Obviously, most likely next to a Stephen Curry and perhaps even a Draymond Green. Klay Thompson was actually drafted 11 overall in the 2011 NBA draft. It's actually crazy because also in this draft at number 1 was Kyrie Irving, so pretty cool that they can actually play together. But obviously before that, Klay Thompson, he wasn't a starter when he first started in 2011, right? He only started 29 games, he played 66, he averaged about 13 points a game, and he was 6th in line for the Rookie of the Year. Pretty solid, showed a lot of promise, and that was sufficient enough for him to obviously be the starter moving forward for the next several years, right? The following season, he played all 82 games, and he started all 82 games, and he averaged almost 17 points a game. So we're obviously seeing the theme here, like, hey, he solidified himself. He only started to get better and better and better. By the time his 3rd season, he was averaging almost 19 points a game, and then that following season, he took a huge leap, playing 77 games, starting all 77 of them, averaging 22 points a game, and obviously was an all-star for the first time in his career. He was then obviously an all-star for the next 4 to 5 years. In this span of Klay Thompson literally becoming Klay, you know, averaging a whopping 22 to 23 points a game for the next couple of years, shooting well over 40%, right, from the 3-point stripe, which is so impressive, bro. Like, I'm looking at his stats here. One of the highest ones I see is 44% the year he was an all-star for the first time. You can't even make that up, bro. You can't even make that up. And honestly speaking, from a fan's perspective, one of the things that just made Klay Thompson so unique was his ability to move off the ball. I know so often we always talk about how Curry obviously is such a great dribbler and shooter, and how he can run off screens and run around the ball and get the ball. Great, of course, he's the greatest of all time for a reason. But what's so seldomly talked about sometimes is how good Klay Thompson is that as well. Because with so many eyes and pressure on Curry, etc., Klay Thompson is just able to really maneuver around the down screens and the backdoor cuts and really just find his way. Another thing that makes Klay Thompson really special as a guard in this league is his defensive prowess as well. Klay Thompson can guard any single person in terms of a guard or a forward. That's what he's done. That's what he does. He, prides himself on the defensive end as much as he prides himself, obviously, when it comes down to shooting. And when Klay Thompson gets hot, you ain't gonna stop it. I remember the game he had, how many points? 63 points or whatever in 3 quarters? Something like that. Absolutely crazy. The game where he had all those points against us, the 13 threes or whatever, against the Bulls, yeah, it was against my team in Chicago. And by the way, it was 14 threes. What a time. Klay Thompson, obviously, he's been doing that. He has it in his bag. And unfortunately, Klay Thompson suffered one of the most painful back-to-back series of injuries that you can, experience in the NBA. Number 1, he tore his ACL. We saw that. He still managed to pull up those free throws. You gotta respect it. And, he was 29, dude. This is like straight up prime years right now tears his ACL, one of the hardest things to see happen to a player, and especially Klay Thompson. And I'm speaking with empathy because I'm from Chicago, bro, so we saw this happen to Derrick Rose. So not only does he tear his ACL, which was just absolutely devastating, I'm seeing campaigns similar to how I saw with Derrick Rose in terms of his comeback, and it's going to be all epic and legit. And then right then and there, we find out he tears his Achilles as well. And that was just absolutely devastating, man. And now he's gone for another year. And this was obviously before the, super fast surgery that a lot of these guys get now, the Aaron Rodgers surgery, if you will. So he had to go through that whole rigorous comeback, etc., right? Klay Thompson ends up coming back at the end of the 2021-2022 season. He played 32 games, and you know what's crazy? After this brother tore his ACL, he tore his Achilles, he literally, in his first season back, averaged 20 points a game. 20 points a game. 20 points a game. Let's let that sink in, bro. 21 points a game. The next season, Klay Thompson played 69 games. He was now the small forward. Okay, he ended up becoming the small forward, Jordan Poole, all that type of stuff, right? He ended up being the small forward, and as the small forward role, this brother literally played 69 games and averaged 22 points. 22 points. That's so close to his career high. And he shot 41% from the three-point stripe. 41%, bro. Are you serious? You can't even make this up, dog. Mind you, upon his comeback, these guys literally won a 4th championship. And finally, last season is when, a lot of people started to say this brother fell off. He averaged 18 points a game. Number one, he had a career high from the free throw stripe, 93%. Absolutely insane. His three-point shooting was probably one of the worst in his career, about 38%, 39%, which is still extremely high compared to many others out there, right? He obviously averaged, about 3 rebounds a game, about 2 assists a game, kind of his averages, played about 29 minutes a game. And it came to a point where there was a stint where Klay Thompson actually started coming off the bench. If y'all remember that. It was a, battle where he was benched at the end of a lot of games, and it was just really hard to see. Now, obviously, his last game with the Golden State Warriors was obviously a tough one in the play-in against Sacramento. He shot, 0 for 10 from 3. That was obviously something that, come on, Klay, you got to hit one. But, he got a lot of hate for that. And, I get it. It was a play-in game, and it was really tough. And he obviously is much better than that. But to say that this brother fell off completely after literally averaging 18 points a game, shooting almost 40% from the 3, that is just wild. Mind you, Klay Thompson also shot the lowest amount of field goals attempts per game in the past 6-7 years. All right, so he was only about 14.5, where previous seasons he was getting a solid 18, 19. So, you know what I'm saying? He did not fall off like that. And the cool thing about Klay Thompson is he's a shooter, bro. And he's not just a shooter, he's one of the greatest shooters, right? So it's not like his game is banked off extreme athleticism and, driving to the rim and dunking the ball. Of course he does that. But, as he's only 34 years old, and, that may seem old, but in NBA terms with how players are now and how they're taking care of their body, look at Kevin Durant, similar age, Curry even older, still killing it. LeBron's just on another level. If you take care of your body, you can still perform at 34, 35, 36, 37. That's why people like James Harden, Paul George, etc. are getting the bags. DeMar DeRozan are getting the bag at this age. Klay Thompson needed a new start because he had a decent season with the Warriors, but it was just something that he just wanted a brand new start. They didn't offer him the money that obviously he wanted. He wanted it secured and bagged, prior to this offseason. He didn't get it. And he just wanted a brand new start with a brand new team. In the offseason, obviously the team that I really wanted him to go to personally was the Lakers, team up with LeBron James. He clearly chose not to, and I can't even hate on him. Why? Because number one, LeBron is obviously in many eyes is the GOAT, but when you play with the Lakers, bro, there's just so much criticism that comes that way. It's kind of like playing for the Warriors, because the Warriors are going to get a bunch of criticism too, and he just wanted a fresh start with a brand new team. And to be honest, he's joining legit one of the most perfect teams. If it's not the Lakers, which he would obviously have a lot of looks and things of that sort, but kind of playing with LeBron might kind of seem like, you're playing with the enemy if you're coming from a Warriors perspective. So I kind of respect that too. he ends up signing with who? The Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks are literally one of the hottest teams in the NBA. Obviously, they just went to the finals. They ended up losing to the Boston Celtics, but still, man, that team is solid. That team is absolutely solid. They have Luka Dončić, who's literally one of the top forwards in the league, and he's literally the future of the NBA, alongside the Giannis's of the world, the Anthony Edwards of the world, etc. And then you're joining a straight-up Kyrie Irving, bro. Straight-up Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is one of the greatest point guards in the game today, and if not of all time. He's a champion, and he is just the greatest dribbler, ball handler of all time. I'm saying it. And he's somebody who just knows how to get a bucket. Now, Klay Thompson, and people literally are saying that the Dallas Mavericks with Kyrie and Luka are the best, backcourt in the league. And now this team literally gets Klay Thompson, who's coming back, a couple seasons post his injury. He's going to be reinvigorated. He's going to be making a lot of money, $50 million over the next 3 years. Don't got to worry about that crazy California tax. And you know what? He just got a fresh start. And to his credit, bro, with Luka and Kyrie getting the looks that they do, the traffic, in terms of the double teams that they're going to be getting and everything like that, Klay Thompson is going to get so many looks, bro. I was watching these playoffs, and I be seeing PJ Washington, who's, I'm props to Dallas for acquiring him. He's been huge for them. But PJ Washington getting so many open threes, right? So Klay Thompson definitely going to be getting a lot of open threes. Obviously, this team has Gafford and, another big. And this team is just looking very promising. I mean, they were just in the finals, bro. So Klay Thompson going to Dallas, it's a great fit. They got themselves a big three. Kyrie goes to Klay, goes to Luka. Ooh, it's going to be something fun to see. The Mavericks versus the Warriors, the Mavericks versus the Lakers. There's going to be some really fun games to watch. But the Klay Thompson comeback is real. I'm rooting for this brother. I think he's going to have a great year. Am I saying he's going to go be an MVP? No. Am I saying he's going to, literally get career highs in terms of points? No. But am I going to say is Klay Thompson falling off? No. I think he's going to play better this upcoming year than probably even the previous year, bro. Because that's what he does. He's going to shoot well. He's going to make a big impact for this team. And you better believe when the game comes down to the wire, Klay Thompson is definitely going to be making some big shots. I know Kyrie will get his, Luka will get his, but Klay definitely going to get his. I'm rooting for him. The Klay Thompson comeback is officially real, y'all. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. I want to hear from y'all. I'm going to be responding to every comment, and I'll see y'all in the